So first, let's talk about the fit of this Twillory jacket. Now, Twillory has done a couple of things that I find really interesting and very helpful. The first is that they actually have snaps at the center waist of the jacket, and you can actually tighten or loosen this jacket to fit and taper to your build a little bit more. Being a muscular man and having a larger chest and a slightly slimmer waist, I did need to tighten this up, but when I did that, it took it in just enough that this jacket fits me perfectly. And I absolutely love that because muscular men do have that issue where a jacket will look a bit boxy on them, it doesn't look tailored, and to tailor a jacket or coat can get quite pricey. And so Twillory has thought ahead and they've built this in for all different builds, and they have nailed it in my opinion. If you do want to check this jacket out, I have linked it down below. I've also included a discount code, which is Muscular35, and you can use that to get $35 off this jacket this winter. The second thing on the fit is the sleeve length. Now, typically sleeve length for me, I have to size up because my chest and shoulders are larger, likely you're the same way, and the sleeve length just gets out of control, jackets all the way down to my fingers, and they just don't fit. They look like I'm wearing clothing that's not made for me. Twillory has nailed this. The sleeve length goes about to the middle of my hand, and there is more leeway on how a jacket sleeve length should fit, but in my opinion, I like it to be about the middle of my hand. That way it's long enough to keep my hands warm, but it's also short enough that, if I reach forward, it's not going to show all of my sleeve length underneath. The last point is usually the shoulders or the chest are too tight, and on this jacket they're not. They're absolutely perfect. When I zip this up, I can still pick up my kids, I can still move around comfortably. The fit on this jacket is perfect. I would give this a 9.5 out of 10. Honestly, there's not much that I would change at all, and anything that I would change, Twillory has thought ahead and they've adjusted and given you some ways to adjust the fit as you're wearing it. I hope you're enjoying this video. If you are, please like the video. Also comment below, what is your favorite brand of jacket? Second thing we're going to talk about is the quality of this jacket. Now, this jacket comes in at about $250, though you can get $35 off if you use the code Muscular35. That's right here on the screen or in the description below. But at $250, there are certain things that you should expect out of a jacket, and in my opinion, Twillory has over-delivered on that quality. If you feel any of the metal buttons or the leather trim or the fleece lining in the pockets or on the inside of this jacket, you can tell that this is just a very high quality jacket, and it's going to last for many seasons. Honestly, I couldn't ask for more, especially at this price point from Twillory's jacket. I was very surprised when it came in the mail. I was expecting, slightly lower quality at $250, but they have overly impressed me, and this jacket is worth every penny. The third thing I want to talk about is the style on this jacket. Now, there are so many styles of jackets out there. I do like a more, classic silhouette on a jacket. This jacket does have some styling details that I really do like. As I mentioned before, it has some faux leather trim. It also has some stitching that makes it look almost quilted on it. The snaps on the front of the jacket do have some textured detail, and honestly, they have just done an incredible job at making this jacket look and feel very high quality, and the style for me fits so many looks. This is going to be very versatile through the entire year so long as we have cold weather. Fourth thing I wanted to talk about on this jacket is the warmth. Now, I do have a Siberian Retriever, so I have to walk him twice a day, and I've put this jacket to the test by wearing it every night when I walk him. The first time I wore it, it was about 55 degrees out. There was a slight breeze, so it was a little warmer than maybe you would start wearing jackets, but this jacket did perfectly. I wasn't too warm, but I was very comfortable. Now, last night I walked my dog again, and it was in the low 20s. There was about 20 to 30 mile an hour winds. It was absolutely frigid. I did put a hat on because I have to protect my bald head. But this jacket, the entire walk kept me warm, and even by the end of the walk, because my dog was a little bit energetic, I was actually sweating by the end of the walk. So it has done a great job at keeping me warm, but not too warm when it's about, the mid 50s, all the way down to the low 20s. I imagine if you just wore a t-shirt under this in the teens is about where it would start to get maybe a little cold, but if you were to layer and put a long sleeve or a sweatshirt underneath, you could absolutely wear this in single digits and maybe even into the negatives. So overall, this jacket for $250 is one of my top picks for a good fall and winter jacket. There isn't very much about this jacket that I would improve. In fact, on style, on fit, and on quality, it's going to get a 9+ out of 10 depending on the area. There's almost nothing I would improve about this